Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroitcast. T joins us today. What up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing okay.
Excellent.
Shalom, Big E. How are you doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good.
T, you're doing all right?
I'm doing okay, I suppose.
We need to hustle through, get done with this show, and then get our asses back upstairs in front of the TV.
I got you hooked.
Oh, my God, dude. Yeah. I keep seeing this on Netflix. You know, it's, you know, the suggestions or whatever, popular, blah, blah, blah. Don't fuck with cats.
Yeah.
The, what is it, 3-part mini
3 or 4,
docuseries, something like that.
yeah.
And I was prepping the show, just doing my regular highlighting, and you were in the TV room, the wood room, if you will.
Killing a little time, waiting for the show, yeah.
And so I got done a little bit early and went in there and sat down, and you were like filling me in, like where we were in the story of this thing, and I was like, okay. And so we watched the last few minutes of it, and it was like, oh shit. And then popped on episode 2, and we started watching it, and E was looking up, you know, pictures and videos or whatnot. He comes up, he's like, all right, ready to go. I'm like, all right, pause it, motherfucker. I'm hooked. I'm in.
All right, let's go.
Let's
get
go.
the show out of the way so we can go catch the rest of this.
We got to finish watching this, and I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. I didn't know anything about it. I kept seeing it pop up, and you know, I don't know. So whatever, but
It's definitely intriguing. We're only halfway through, so
yeah,
no idea.
It's taking a little bit of a turn right now. I won't even go into details about what it is because we haven't seen it all or anything.
No spoilers.
Yeah, E, what do you?
Nothing.
You look like you wanted to say something like.
I don't know. No, not really.
No, you don't. You're not interested in it.
Not really.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer even, and I just, for whatever reason, didn't find it compelling enough for me to switch over. But maybe I will at some point because there's just so much fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, I have 3 streaming services that I'm watching, and it's just like, it's honestly hard. Like,
Yeah, but you'll watch a lot of reruns and shit you've already seen before.
Not really. Not
I mean,
anymore.
I thought that's what you did. Simpsons and Seinfeld and
No, not anymore, man.
No?
I mean, even like the closest, like I don't even consider wrestling that I'm going through right now a rerun because I didn't watch it.
That's true.
So
It's
like
new
that's
to
not
you.
even
New to
it's
you,
new.
yeah.
If it's not, if you haven't seen it, it's new
I
to
know.
you.
Well, I'm always looking for good shit. If people have suggestions on good movies or documentaries, I love that stuff.
I mean, thank God.
Send them to us. You
Well-
know, let me know. Tweet me or Facebook, whatever.
Well, luckily, I'm at a point where I watch. I have so much on my docket that things just show up. Like you know, BoJack Horseman's fucking incredible, and like recently, that was just all of a sudden, boom! Hey, the last 10 episodes of BoJack Horseman or whatever are out there. I'm like, fuck yes, and I watched that in like a day or some shit. But then it goes away, and then I need something else.
Yeah. Well, I'm always looking for good stuff. There's tons out there, but we have Hulu, we have Amazon Prime, we
All
have
of it.
Hulu bugs the
YouTube,
fuck. I'm starting to.
Netflix.
My Hulu is so fucking annoying. I don't pay for the non-commercial because I just don't have enough. Fucking again, 3-4 streaming
Whatever, yeah.
services, but I don't even think it's part of that. Like, I mean, I guess the commercials would. Paying for non-commercials would help because I wouldn't deal with this, but my fucking Hulu will sit there and it will do this annoying thing where it's like watching, you have 2 commercials and it'll go through those 2 commercials and it'll fucking stop and go, we're having a problem with the playback.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, are you fucking kidding? And I have to go back, start it, then it will play the 2 commercials and then it will
Again?
start again.
Oh.
Well,
but it's like, I think it's fucking doing it on purpose.
think
I have
it
to
is.
watch these commercials again.
Yeah,
Conspiracy.
It is so, I can't tell you how awesome it is. Like when we got the business YouTube here where it was like, okay, we're going to pay the service for YouTube. And it comes with some other things. You get like exclusive content, YouTube content, like movies that they've done. There was one like Eminem-ish, 8 Mile-ish based movie that I watched. But it's all commercial free.
Yeah.
And so the days of that yellow thing spinning, you know, the commercial's about to start.
coming up.
And you don't know if it's 60 seconds or 2 seconds. And I would just be like, if it was over 10 seconds, nope, I don't care what I'm watching. Fuck you, nope. I know you're testing to see what I'll put up with. I'm not doing more
Zero.
than 10 seconds.
Zero is
Fuck
what I'll
off.
put up with.
Yeah. And so I would bail on principle. But, dude, I have not seen – I forgot they put commercials on YouTube.
Yeah.
On my phone, on the TV upstairs. It's like, nah, we got none of it. It's the best fucking $10 a month or $5 a month. I don't even know what it is. But it's the best money spent, man, because it was driving me nuts.
Yeah,
I know. How many of the commercials, and doing what you're saying, pausing then, not picking up right. Like,
for sure.
It was weird. So
I used to hate that it would shut down. Like you couldn't have YouTube running and then like check a text message or make a call or do anything else. As soon as you closed out of that window, it would shut down what you were doing, like in the car listening to or whatever.
Yeah.
So now, no.
Yeah, you're right.
that's the
That is
premium.
something they used to do. Because
I used to hate that. It drove me fucking nuts.
A lot of times I watch live concerts on DVD when I try to like write jokes or something. I like to watch like some 41. And you're right. I used to not like it because when I would do YouTube on my phone and I would close out of the
You
app,
forget and you just do something or get a
stop,
text. Yep.
right? And I don't know when they changed that, but that was a big game changer for
When
me.
you got the pay
Oh, is
one.
that?
Yeah, well, I think
I-
Pandora
changes
did
it.
that too.
Okay.
For a while, but now I pay for Spotify, and Spotify, well, it can play while I'm going through texts or
Yeah.
whatever. It'll keep playing, which that sucked when it would shut down. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get through the show and then we'll get back to "Don't Fuck with Cats," the internet killing something, whatever the rest of the title is. But yeah, it's so far so good. Interesting news today. We won't spend much time on it as I don't pay that much attention to it, but thought it was worth mentioning. Andre Drummond traded today
Yeah.
from the Pistons to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Not the best player we had.
Yeah. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe one of you guys will know this, but I could have sworn I saw a stat that said he was like the second youngest player ever to hit 400 double-doubles.
I would believe that. He's a double-double machine.
Yeah.
And probably has some sort of... I mean, he's a 20-20 guy, not just a double-double guy.
Right, he's not just a 10-10
Not
guy.
just a... No, he's... It'd be staggering to...
What is it, mostly assists and points?
No,
or
boards. He's a center.
Rebounder. Okay, yeah.
When I went to that fucking, I haven't been really into obviously our sports blow ass, but last year because they had a home playoff game and the Tigers had a game in a day, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go to both these.
Oh, yeah, your doubleheader.
Yeah, and the Tigers got rained out in the end. But I went to the game and we had good, decent seats, man. And I haven't cared about a home team in so long. And Drummond fucking missing these 3-footers. And I was drinking at that point, so because Chubbs was driving me home, and
Yeah,
I was just starting
yelling
to
at him.
get up and be like, "You God!" I was fucking like, "Fuck you, man!
Yeah.
Make a fucking 2-foot bat."
So
He
you're
missed
happy
so
about
many.
this news?
What's up?
You're happy about this news then?
Oh yeah, I've wanted him gone.
Have you?
For sure.
Yeah, he's probably like you said, probably their biggest.
But no one needs it. But no one needs it. He would have been a great player 10 years ago or whatever. But
game's changed.
The
Yeah.
game's changed, and we don't really. He's not needed. Now, if you're on a team, I'm shocked Cleveland took him. I don't know why Cleveland took him. If you were on a team that maybe was on the cuffs of doing something, I think he'd probably be helpful. But I don't really know why Cleveland took him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't pay that much attention to basketball.
No,
you know what I mean? Like our
tuned it
team
out.
blows, and I paid attention to Golden State when they were going through their runs, but outside of the playoffs, I just don't care about the regular season of basketball. I just don't.
Even playoffs, I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
anymore.
I mean, unless I have some interest in the team that's in it, then obviously. And if the Pistons are even remotely decent, I can get into it.
Yeah.
But
They're just blowing it up and
Yeah.
starting over, I think.
well, he claims he was given no heads up, which is weird. That's got to be weird when you go to work and they're like, by the way,
He wasn't. I mean,
clean
no,
out your shit. You're getting on a plane to
Ma-
Cleveland today.
Look, I don't know what his definition of heads up is. Maybe you're right. Maybe Goris didn't come down and say personally
Yeah,
we're thinking
we're
about it.
shopping
But
you.
didn't he fucking hear the incredible amount of
Yeah,
rumors that
sure.
was coming?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it was just like
So-
holy shit.
He tweeted out, if there's one thing I learned about the NBA, there's no friends or loyalty. I've given my heart and soul to the Pistons. And to have this happen with no heads up makes me realize even more that this is just a business. I love you, Detroit. You will always have a special place in my heart. But on to the next. Cavs, hope you're ready. Let's finish the year off the right way. It's not a surprise to people. Here's the deal: when you've got a player that's going into free agency and he's got to opt out, it's not like you can franchise him or something like that. He signed he's 26 years old, signed a 5-year, $127 million max contract in 2016, and he was going to decline the $28.7 million player option for next year. So he would have been a free agent.
I don't know what
and
that's
he hits the open market, and so the Pistons would get zero for him.
That's
So
a retarded
move- and-
tweet, dude. That's a retarded tweet.
Why?
What he's loyalty? One, by the way, like you just said, I think he was pretty much going to leave anyway.
Well, there's no guarantee
And two,
of that.
it is a business, but like, there's no reason. Like, he hasn't offered, in my opinion, any reason to be loyal to him. Like, I'm sure he's worked hard and yada yada, but like, he didn't see this coming. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what he means or what he expected.
It is a business.
And it is a
anybody
business,
that
that's the
doesn't
other
think
thing.
that or realize that is naive.
By the way, it's probably
It was in
better
the
for
last
him.
hour of the, before the trade deadline. And then they come down in the last hour and be like, "Psh, grab your shit, beat it.
And if anything, dude, honestly, this is probably like again. I felt like Cleveland kind of sucks. I thought, but like,
Yeah.
it's still got to be. It might as well be better than Detroit. Like, just a new start somewhere
Yeah.
would be better than where he is anyway. So I think it's probably better for him.
Sometimes it is.
Well,
It's just a change of
well,
scenery.
well,
new.
unless you want to just
Pistons
stay here and
know
make
they're
money
not
doing-
going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere this year. And so our options are, we know we're not going to do a max deal with him. Somebody will pay him the top dollar, for his services next year. So we either cut ties right now, grab. Cleveland is sending Brandon Knight and John Henson and a 2023 second-round pick to Detroit. Second-round picks in the NBA, almost worthless.
Generally.
I mean, there's just so few players.
Right.
That deep in the first round, you start losing, potential real guys.
What do they carry? 10, 12 guys?
Yeah,
Give or
11.
take? Something like that?
Bench. Yeah, so it's like, it was taken in the second round. Sounds impressive. Well, it is in hockey or the NFL or
Enjoy the
but in
D-League.
basketball. Yeah, late first rounder is like maybe he'll play.
Yeah.
So but it's more than they would have received if they just let him walk. So both Henson and Knight, by the way, I don't recognize their names. The Pistons drafted both of those guys in the first round in 2011, and they have contracts that expire this offseason.
I remember Brandon Knight. I don't remember the other guy. By name, I don't know him too well. But
John Henson. Yeah, I don't know.
The Muppet?
Yeah, right. That's what I was
Jim.
thinking. That's Jim, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could be freeing up cap space. There's so many intricacies that go into that as far as who else is on the market and what they're going to
Sure.
try and do, that you got to dump some salary cap space. I can't talk
Yeah.
to make moves.
Yeah, I got into the weeds. Well, I got into the weeds, I was worried about the 49ers, what they're going to do. And there's these websites, 49erscap.com, and I mean extensive pages and pages long of every player, what their shit expires, what they're making now, how much of a percentage it is to the cap, and what hit it. It's amazing. I'm sure the Lions have something out there like that. I'm
Oh,
sure
of course.
all teams do.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see
But ultimately,
how these all break down.
It's
and
a business.
Oh, dude, the math equation that goes into these things, when it's cutting this guy will provide this, restructuring this guy's contract will free up this, which puts them this much under the cap,
Yeah.
and with the new bump to the cap, it's $200 million or something, and it's just crazy.
And it's
the
not
numbers.
even the now, and it's not even next year, really. It's their 2, 3, 4 years down the line, looking at these contracts and projections and where they're at and where they're going to be and the money
Yeah.
that's going to be available and who's going to be looking for max deals, whose contract's going to be
Yeah.
up. So there's a lot that goes on to it. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with loyalty and things like that.
No.
In a perfect world, you can.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Free agency changed all that.
Oh, big
You'll-
time. And
You can't
basketball.
have it both ways, by the way. These players, you can't have it both ways. Do you want $100 million contracts,
Yeah.
or do you want loyalty?
Yeah.
In reality, that's the funny thing. They want to fight for all this shit and say they deserve guaranteed money and this and that, and then it's oh wow, you're just gonna let me go? What are you
Well,
talking about?
Almost nobody goes into their final year of a contract without restructuring.
Right.
It's just the
Yeah.
way it is. Nobody wants to go
Unless
into that
someone's
lame
had
duck
trouble.
year.
Come back,
and
like
then
it
they
was
have
almost-
a career year in that final, looking for the big deal next time around. I mean,
Yeah.
players will gamble on that, especially in the NFL.
Well, and that's the thing. All right, if you want to keep me, then don't let me go into that last season or last year of that contract.
For sure.
Give me the long-term deal. Give me an extension, whatever it is. Because if you do let them go into that last year, it's kind of we don't really want you.
Yeah, it's totally how it is.
Yeah. So they see it coming.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't see the Pistons being great anytime soon. The only thing that bothers me is I'll watch SportsCenter in the morning or, First Take on ESPN, one of those shows or something from time to time. And a lot of times, they've recently been showing Pistons highlights just randomly, because they just cover sports. And all the highlights are usually Drummond,
Yeah.
some monster dunk or, it's oh, yeah, it's kind of cool seeing. So I guess I'll miss that,
Right.
Not seeing that anymore. But other than that, nah.
You can still see
whatever.
Drummond highlights. He'll just be in Cleveland.
Yeah, he'll be in Cleveland. I won't care because I don't root for those colors of that logo. It's not my colors and logo.
Nope.
So anyway, moving on to other things. Boy, oh boy, the nation. We have. I don't know if you've noticed how divided we are as a nation, T.
I have noticed.
Have you noticed that?
It's hard to miss.
Kind of comical. I finding it hard not to battle with people online. Whether it's Twitter. Here's the problem, E. What do you can laugh all you want.
Yeah. Okay.
But my Twitter follows and Facebook fucking friend invites, bing, 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 bing. Whenever I get into a fucking shitstorm with someone or I tweet something or like that, I'm picking them up and then I go dark for a month and nothing. No movement. So it's like, okay, well, if you don't
Well,
engage,
that's not necessarily. I mean, I engage in my social media like a motherfucker, but so I mean, I mean, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to. It's still not. It wouldn't be worth it to me to fight people online or that.
yeah.
Or that, but
Well, I have nemesises.
Nemesis?
Yeah.
What's the plural of
You know,
multiple nemesis?
Eric Ellenbrook is a good example of someone who I've gone toe to toe with many a time, and I find myself going,
have you won?
fuck this. I win every time. Are you kidding me? I'm
really?
undefeated.
There are no winners in Twitter.
Undefeated. and I come back to the same thing every time. And it's what I wish more people would make note of, because there's so much. Like, I saw one guy today was texting or was on Facebook, and I almost jumped in there and I was like, no.
Pick your battles.
I'm just gonna stay out of this one. And it was the most hate-filled. If you support this president, you're a fucking piece of shit Nazi, just like he is. He's the most imbecilic moron. Blah blah blah. It means you're a moron and an idiot too. And the comebacks were like, hey man, enough of the name calling. You know, I get it. You don't like the president, but can we be a little civil here? Yeah. And then right back, he's not civil. Why the fuck? And it was just hate, 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 hate. And every response was very composed and very like, look, man, I didn't even vote for Trump. Voted for Bernie Sanders. So I don't know why you're putting all these words in my mouth. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Take it down a notch and you know, just be nice to people generally. Just hatred, hatred, hatred. And I wanted to just go, dude, go back and read this whole thread that you started. You look like a psychopath.
Probably not in his eyes. It's completely justified.
No, in his, it's totally justified. And I understand. If you listen to the president speak, it's very easy to go, this guy's a fucking dope. You know, sitting there, he's doing his interview or whatever and talking about Elon Musk, you know, a week or two ago, whatever it was. He's really good at rockets. He likes rockets. It sounds like a third grader.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it does. You know, that whole thing on rockets.
We got to protect Thomas Edison.
We got to protect Thomas Edison and our geniuses. He likes rockets, and you're going, oh my god. You sitting there watching it, going, oh my god, this is going to be a meme, or this is going to be thrown in everyone's face whoever voted for it. And you know, but I got into it with Eric Ellenbrook last night, and I was doing the same thing because he was all pissed off at me for, quote, rage tweeting at Nancy Pelosi when I was like, you know, the night before I was, pissed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, first off, I was not rage tweeting. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But he's like, I don't believe it that you were this upset sincerely at her tearing up paper. And a lot of people are doing this, at tearing up paper. And I'm like, no, it goes way beyond. Well, you didn't say anything about the handshake that he snubbed her on. Finally, it was like, first off, there are plenty of people who say he never saw her hand. I think he snubbed her. I think he ghosted her personally. That's my personal take. The president snubbed her. Petty. If you went through, he went through with his impeachment bullshit for the last few months.
Yeah.
And the Russia. I could see how you could go, yeah, suck a dick, bitch. No, shake your own hand. He didn't shake, Pence's hand either.
Hand him the shit, turned around, moved on.
So he was accusing me then of not being believable. Like, I'm not really this upset. I wouldn't be this upset about something like that. You don't get mad at things he does. So I've gotten mad at plenty of things he's gotten mad at. And then I said, okay, since you know how I feel about everything, I was like, fuck you, don't patronize me, dick. You know? Yes, when she's sitting on her hands for an hour and 20 minutes, acting like a toddler, while these people are being, you don't have to like the president, but you know what, when you're talking about someone with stage 4 cancer dying, and you've got a Tuskegee Airman there, 100-year-old man, you know, war hero, and, she's being that way and then tearing up the stuff. Yes, she says everything in that speech was bullshit. It was all lies and whatnot. So I tore it up, however, paraphrasing, obviously. And I was like, well, not of it included in those all lies bullshit was the paragraphs on the Tuskegee guy and this 9-year-old girl getting a scholarship to go to where she wants and this like, no, that's really insulting. And someone who has a dad that's been battling cancer for 11 years now and a grandfather who fought in Pearl Harbor. Yes, motherfucker, I was insulted. I was personally insulted.
Yeah.
You can believe that if you want, but I was. I thought it was fucking terribly insulting.
It was childish. It just speaks to the I said, just the division and the pettiness of it all.
But while the point coming full circle, not to spend too much time on it, but I was fucking mad for about 10 seconds at Eric Ellenbrook, who I've known for a few years now. And I was like, fuck, man, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, you know what? No, I know Eric Ellenbrook. He's a good fucking dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. We disagree on a lot of political things. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at Eric Ellenbrook. I don't hate Eric Ellenbrook. He's a good fucking dude with different political views. Big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, Deuce, one of our best friends, hates the president. Can't hate the president anymore. I know Derek's a good guy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? My brother hates the president. My brother's a good dude.
Different opinions.
Difference of opinion. So that's where people need to just like, okay, just stop. The world is still spinning. You're going to work. You're doing your thing. Blah, blah, blah. And the problem, I think, is the words, the way that Trump says things. If you listen to him speak, people just go, he's good at rockets.
Yeah.
He likes rockets. Just.
W
It's
was
what it
a
is.
moron, too, though. People didn't get all mad about that.
Yeah.
Fool me once.
They did. Shame
Shame
on
on
me.
me.
Shame on me.
Fool me
Won't
twice.
you fool me again.
Yeah.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, Texas.
How many pages was his speech? Any idea? The
I
curiosity.
don't think it was a long paper. It was not your standard 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, it was. So there's a lot going on each page. What would you guess? How many pages do you think it was?
9,
9 pages total?
probably.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't real size normal pages, I guess. So I guess I just would say that.
It took
Fine.
her, what, 4 rips?
4, yeah.
4 rips to go through the 9 pages?
Yep. And
I think
which
she
a
did
lot
it
of
different
people.
ways, though. Like, right? She
No. She ripped in half and then picked up another
Yeah,
one
yeah.
because she couldn't get
well,
through.
she wanted no, but I
She
think
wanted to make a scene.
I think it was more of that.
Yeah,
would be my.
that's
guess.
what a lot of people point to.
The
like,
most that she could have done.
The most you could do if she just did it once and set him aside, but to deliberately make a big scene of it, set it down, whatever.
What are
think
they
she's just
doing now?
weak.
By the way, what is Congress doing now today?
Well, they had a prayer breakfast this morning.
Okay.
That Trump was at and Pelosi was at.
Ah.
And Trump, it's funny, like, it's petty. I get it.
It was a little petty.
It's petty.
Yeah, it was a jab today.
But you know what? With everything he's gone through, and if you put yourself in his shoes, I know people don't want to do that, but if you put yourself in his shoes and you believe, I've been fucked by these people, they're relentless. Everything I do is evil. Everything I do, they've been trying to impeach me from day one. This was a bullshit impeachment, which it was. You do not get one party support completely and the other no support. That's not the way that's supposed to be done. This is a first for this country. So he wins acquittal, which we all knew. Everyone knew. That's why this was such a bullshit, a waste of time and money, in part. But he comes into the prayer breakfast or whatever, and he grabs the papers, Washington Post, like Trump acquitted. Hey, finally gave me a good headline. Best headline I've ever gotten. Holds up the USA Today, president acquitted, and so he's going on a little bit of a fucking Bagok moment, cock of the walk thing. Like, yeah, fuck you guys. And part of me is like, yeah, with everything he's been through, I bet he's pissed.
Well,
He's pissed.
he's still the president.
I know.
He is winning basically. He won his acquittal. Everything they're throwing at him isn't
Yeah.
sticking. It's almost like rise above it.
Yeah.
Let them chirp. Let them have it. Just don't. You don't have to stir the pot. Like your success is winning enough.
Yeah, I agree, but you're not going to get that.
Not from him.
And that's what people need to know. Like, people are like, are you cool with a guy? One woman was coming after me. So you're okay with someone who cheats on his fucking wife and then pays off a porn star, blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I would expect from Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I've watched Donald Trump for 25 years.
Oh, is that the only president that's ever cheated on his wife?
Yeah, right. Every one of them has been a fucking perv. But Donald Trump has been a piece of shit forever.
Yeah.
The Jerome Mike said it 1,000 times. Jerome Mike show. Anytime he was interviewed by Larry King or anybody, it was like gold. It was 20 minutes of show that wrote itself, that did itself. Easy. Come in the morning, go through it, and I would just edit audio of him Trump University is going to be the best. It's all about Trump this, Trump steaks, and Trump water. The ego is so fucking out of control.
Yep.
So yeah, I expect that he would cheat on his wife, and
You knew what you were getting.
I would expect that this man would say, I moved on her like a bitch. I knew she was married, but I moved on her like a bitch. Those fake tits. Rating chicks 1 to 10. Yeah. That's what I would expect. When he was still voted into office, I knew all of that shit. He won the presidency. You don't like it? Fucking vote him out.
Yeah, you had your opportunity.
But don't throw it in my face like you accept all this. Well, dude, what do you want me to do about it? I accept all this as much as I accepted it 25 years ago.
Yeah.
This is not new news
not-
that Donald Trump's a pig,
Accepting
and a fucking
it
philanderer.
and supporting it are two different things.
Yeah.
That it is what it is. It's not anything new,
And if you're on
and
the
it's
side,
not impeachable.
if you're
Being
on
an
the
asshole.
No. Dude, could you imagine if LBJ had Twitter?
Oh my God.
I mean, that dude. I mean, some of the stories I've heard about LBJ. He'd pull his dick out in meetings. His dick was so big, and he wanted everyone to fucking know. Parking lot, pull his dick out. He would have meetings in the fucking bathroom while he's taking a shit, just to fucking show you
Just
you
so
didn't
you
have any
know.
power. Imagine the Me Too movement. He's just standing there taking a piss, giant cock in his hand.
I
Just
wonder
like,
how big it was, though. Like, I wish someone would.
Well,
I'm just curious. Like, what was his thought of how that big is big?
he'd been in enough locker rooms, that he knew.
I guess, yeah.
By and large,
When
you
you're
know,
the biggest guy in the room.
he's
Right.
usually the biggest swinging dick in the room, and he couldn't wait.
I still
to
want to know how
fucking-
big it was. I wish I was out there.
He'd
Yeah.
follow me into the bathroom, and he'd go into the urinal, take a piss, and then when he was done, he'd shake that goddamn behemoth off,
Smack it around a little
and
bit.
There'd be some uncomfortable fucking staffer standing there, a few feet away, and he'd just turn around with his dick out in his hand. He wouldn't even zip it up at the urinal. He'd wait, just turn around with that cock hanging out, fucking kind of tuck that thing, roll it away. Huh? Yeah, you were saying what? What are we're looking at Libya today? Okay, cool. Button up. These guys are all fucking egomaniac and creeps.
To get to that point.
Yeah, I mean,
Generally are,
Kennedy goes down as one of the most revered presidents ever. Fucked everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that
Including
moved.
Monroe.
Clinton fucked everything. Probably still does. But if you look at it that way and go, yeah, I knew exactly what Donald Trump was. None of this is a surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise to you, but whatever. And you go, but I kind of like border security, kind of like every Democrat did 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
They don't now. I like ICE officers. I don't like sanctuary cities. I don't like those policies that the Democrats seem to be in favor of right now. Sorry, that's just the truth. So my choices are have this guy grab her by the pussy and deal with that shit. Go, whatever, okay. Just keep on track, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, in all honesty, obviously there was the phone call that sparked this whole deal in the first place,
Yeah,
and then
crazy.
everything going into this election. But ultimately, since that, hasn't had any real controversy as far as
People are screaming
chicks
at
or-
their phones right now or radios.
Oh,
when
I'm
they
sure.
listen to
Oh, yeah, the guy can list
Are
them
you
all
kidding
off.
me?
Well,
Are you kidding me?
Sure.
Everything he does is controversial. Everything. And this will be too. When you go on and just give a freewheeling speech at the prayer breakfast and then continue it in the East Wing of the fucking White House, he's been acquitted
It's over.
forever. He's been impeached forever.
Yeah, he was
Nancy
impeached forever.
said.
Yes.
He's acquitted forever. So now the gloves are off. It was evil, it was corrupt, it was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars. Had I not fired James Comey, who was a disaster, by the way, it's possible I may not even be standing here right now. When I fired that sleaze bag, all hell broke loose.
Oh, man.
This is your
At
president.
the prayer breakfast.
Yeah. The president also had choice words for Pelosi, Schiff, Mitt Romney, Hunter Biden, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. He referred to the Russia probe. It's all bullshit. Actually
did he
said that.
really?
It's all bullshit. Yes.
See, I can get behind that.
He comes walking in, his legal team's in there. He comes into a standing ovation.
Not by Pelosi, I assume.
No. This is a day of celebration because of the hell we went through. White House press secretary Stephanie Grisham told a Fox News channel what to expect from remarks that the president had previewed himself when he slammed Pelosi and Romney at the prayer breakfast. So if you're wondering what he's going to say at the the White House later. He's going to be honest. He's going to speak with honesty, with humility, and he and the family went through a lot. I think he's going to talk about just how horribly he was treated.
Humility,
and
though?
that maybe people
Really?
should pay for that. Nah, humility. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's appropriate.
The White House press secretary said that, not, yeah.
course.
People should be held accountable. The president went after Pelosi and Romney for using their faith to justify their actions at the prayer breakfast. I love that. It's just, it's so, he's like, I don't like people who use their faith as a justification for doing what they know is wrong, nor do I like people who say, I pray for you when they know that's not so. And Nancy's just sitting there like, you
Stewing.
motherfucker. So many people have been hurt, and we can't let that go on. I will be discussing that a little bit later at the White House. Pelosi, you know, obviously is repeatedly, I pray for him all the time. And she's just shaking her head while he's doing this. Back at the White House, now he has no problem dropping her name. Called her she's a vicious, horrible person. I mean, it's
Spiteful,
funny, but it's
vindictive. It's
he's been called a lot of horrible things too. In fairness to him, he's been called a lot of. He's been called a Nazi and a fucking homophobe and a racist by all these people. So again, just putting yourself in his shoes from his perspective. Someone that called me a racist and a homophobe and all that would be, in my opinion, in my words, a vicious, horrible person. That's not my heart of hearts. Or yours, Troy.
no. But like, I would like to see him actually use a little more humility.
Yeah.
You're already there. It doesn't matter. You can just kind of laugh it off instead of.
See, the funny thing is about an ego.
But that's
like
the way it
that
always
is
been,
In
so-
reality,
He can't,
that would be.
though.
But in
Can't.
reality, that would be like when you're like that, you don't see it, I guess. But in reality, like my opinion, that'd be a bigger victory than everything. Just
Right.
don't even mention her name
Yeah,
ever. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
that would be a bigger
Yep.
victory.
That's
to
the
me.
way I
That's
see
how
it
I like
too.
to do things.
Right.
Sort
Don't go to that level.
Right, I don't like to let
keep
people
stirring
fucking.
the pot.
You didn't fucking get me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I didn't
Just
even
say-
he
think
does
about
let
it.
you get his goat a little bit.
He does,
He
for
does.
sure.
Fuck, yeah, he does.
But
I would just say we'll
he did a
see
little
you in
bit, though.
2020. We'll see you in 2020.
He did not mention the impeachment once during the State of the Union. That was done very, very, very much on purpose. Like
'Cause those
this
go
is
down-
so inconsequential. This means nothing.
Well,
I'm not
took
even
it-
going to give it respect by
I took it
mentioning
more as it's a negative. It's a besmirchment of his record.
Yeah.
Even though he was acquitted, he was still impeached forever. And State of the Union address is. He gives a million speeches, and he's brought it up a million times. But the State of the Union address is historic. I mean, those are.
They're all historic. Every speech
Well,
he gives, every tweet he sends is historic.
I understand that, but
Goes
you know
into
what I'm
the
talking
archives.
about.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
all
yeah.
do, but State of the Union is different. It's not just sitting on the lawn at the White House giving
Yes.
a press conference. It separates itself. So to not even address it, that was sort of. I thought that was a.
But it wasn't. He didn't really do a State of the Union address.
No, he didn't.
Basically, did a campaign trail.
Yeah, he blew himself for.
Yeah, he talked about all his wins.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It was not a breakdown of typical State of the Union, but nothing with this president has been normal.
True.
No aspect of it has been normal.
Nothing.
Not his behavior, not his talk, not his tweets, nothing. He's not a politician. That's what you get. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. It's not going to stop. You can expect him to be the bigger man. He won't be. His MO has been the same from day one. He loves everybody until you attack him, and then he will be relentless in his counterattack. He's a counterfight. He's a counterpuncher. That's his deal. Why can't people figure this out yet and use that against him? It's not that hard to do. It's really not that hard to do when you know what the other fighter's plan is. You attack him, he's going to call you a fat pig who ate all the wedding cake at my wedding, Rosie O'Donnell. Like he's just going to. He's going to be vicious. He's going to come at you that much harder.
But then what? You don't say anything? You don't attack him?
I think you can disagree with someone's policies without going to the level. I don't know. And maybe even then he would just go, he wants a box. Bloomberg wants a box for the debates. Why does he get a box? Because he's a little man. Nothing wrong with that. He can be a wee man.
Right.
But look at him at his little box.
Yeah.
He's not that tall. It's fake news.
Did
That's
that
just the
all
way he is.
through the debates and everything coming up? I wonder what's going to happen if and when he wins again, and that's his last term. He doesn't have to,
Yeah.
worry about getting reelected or staying in office. He knows at the end of that he's done. I
think
wonder.
he's the same dude no matter what. I don't think he's holding back.
Well, I
I
don't
don't think he's
it-
pulling punches. I get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, I just wonder if it's not going to get more radical or more crazy.
Harvard professor Arthur Brooks, right, he did the keynote at the prayer breakfast this morning and urged those present not to hold political enemies in contempt, but do as Jesus preached and love your enemies. And Trump's response was, I don't know if I agree with you.
I heard that's how I started. I don't agree with that.
And
But
then he proceeded to launch his attacks on Pelosi and Romney. He said, I apologize. He said, we're grateful to the people in this room for the lovely show to religion. Not one religion, but many religions. They're brave, brilliant, they're fighters, they like people, and sometimes they hate people. I'm sorry, I apologize. I am trying to learn. Not easy. It's not easy. When they impeach you for nothing and you're supposed to like them, it's not easy, folks. I do my best.
that's pretty good.
It's not bad,
It's
right?
pretty good,
right? Yeah. So, anyway, the end to that is, Pelosi went on to say that after the vote, the president remains a threat that the House will continue to combat through its lawsuits against the administration and with the public. The president remains an ongoing threat to American democracy with his insistence that he is above the law and he can corrupt the election if he wants. The House will continue to protect and defend the checks and balances in the Constitution that safeguard our republic, both in the courts of law and the court of public opinion. In other words, if you thought this was the end of anything, you're wrong. This is going to continue and continue and continue. And I would say the strategy is wrong. Whether you like the president or not, this is a bad battle strategy.
What are the chances that he becomes the first president to get impeached
Twice.
more than once?
Or 3 times.
Yeah, possible. They just keep throwing it down.
Here's the reality of the situation for people that think, fuck him, keep going after him, blah, 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 blah. The country does not stand with you. They don't. Trump is seeing historic highs. He's never been more popular. He has 49% approval rating from the country. That's the highest by percentage points
Well, that means
that he's ever had,
But that means it's 51%.
which is always the way.
I get
but
it,
he
but-
was at 36%,
Well, I get it, but you say that
know?
they don't stand behind him. It's literally 50-50.
Yeah.
That it's divided,
which
right?
is the way it's supposed to be.
Essentially.
Yeah, you got Democrats, my guy's the best. Republicans, my guy's the best. But him at 49% is, I think the highest he ever had was 46%. He's now at 49%.
Isn't that the highest since, like, right after 9/11 or something?
9/11, well, Bush had like 96% approval.
but
Yeah.
That's the highest that it, obviously that was the highest of all. And even then, I don't think it was that high.
I don't
remember hearing the
I'm not
stats, but-
sure. I know, like, Trump could be down in the third, but that was the case in the last run. Where it was like, well, he's got a real problem when he gets to a general because he's only got 40% approval. He's only got 39% approval, and that's gonna, that'll work with his base. His base is very loud and blah 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 blah. But he needs to be in that 46% if he's gonna have any chance to win in a general. Turned out they were all completely wrong. But him at 49% approval rating for the country right now.
Yeah.
And the country was not behind the impeachment bullshit. They just weren't.
No, and I think that did turn a lot of people off. Just the nonsense of it, the bullshit that went along with it,
The harumph
waste
of
of
it all.
time ultimately, just to get their name in the sand.
Yeah.
We did it. You knew nothing was really going to come of it.
Yeah. The other thing that I learned in my Twitter battles, if you will, or Facebook battles with people is, problem is, you put up with this. You don't ever say anything bad. You just fucking kiss this guy's ass. I'm like, not true. If you listen to the show, there's plenty of time. We shit on him earlier today. I mean, there's plenty of things I can attack him on. If you're looking for policy attacks, unfortunately for you, I agree with a lot of the policy moves on the right more than the left right now, currently. But, yeah, I'm not, well, you didn't say anything about the handshake when he snubbed Pelosi, but then he shit all over Pelosi. I was like, the missed handshake was here and gone. And then I had to sit for an hour and 20 minutes and watch this cunt fucking hem and haw and act like a toddler. That's why it was worth tweeting about, because it was pissing me off the more the thing went on. Trump blown off handshake, whether or not that happened, I don't know.
Would have been a great drinking
He doesn't even
game.
think it happened.
You got to do a shot every
I don't.
time she rolls her eyes.
I mean, you didn't.
No, I don't think he snubbed her. I think he just fucking handled things out and turned around.
Yeah.
I don't even think this.
I think he snubbed her personally. But Gone. Here and gone. Petty. Okay, what am I supposed to tweet every petty thing he does? Be tweeting all day.
Right.
He's constantly petty. But that stood out because it was a constant, nonstop hour and 20 minutes of being a toddler. That's why it was worth tweeting out.
And sitting on her hands, no matter what
Yeah.
it was.
And when she
Tuskegee
did
and everything
approve,
else,
it was so
Half-assed.
clearly half-assed and bullshitty, no matter what it was. I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was shameful to the position, and so I tweeted about it. Sorry if that pissed some people off. And the fact is, when you say you can't say anything negative about the president, blah, 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 blah. First off, not true. Said, but okay, by your logic, you tell me the one time you've said anything positive about the president. Go ahead. He's been in office over 3 years now. Name me the one thing he's done. He's either evil every minute of the day, which is my guess, is what you believe.
most of them, yeah.
Or you can go, nah, that was pretty cool when he did X. Go ahead, I'll wait. And nobody could answer me that question.
Not one.
Not fucking one. Not one.
Economy
And that's-
seems to be doing pretty good.
because of Obama. It's just no. But if you look at yourself and you want because I see a lot of people on the left doing this, attacking people on the right for you're not. You think everything he does is great and perfect and awesome. No, people on the right really don't. They really don't. But if you take that same logic, be honest with yourself. How many times have you said X nice about the guy, good about the guy? No. You're not willing to give him a chance. Period. That's the reality.
A predetermined opinion, and it doesn't matter. Nothing he could say or do is going to change it.
And the other thing I felt was, you know what? I don't need to fucking say anything negative about him. I'm constantly pounded with it every minute of every day from every news outlet and every newspaper and every Twitter person and you guys are constantly shitting on the guy 24 hours a day. I think it'd be easy to, it'd be much easier for me to go and feel comfortable going, that was bullshit what he did here. If I wasn't beat over the face with what a rotten soul he is every minute of every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, probably just pissing more people off.
Probably. That's all right. Well, not some. About half of them.
Yeah, 49% probably liked it.
Yeah, somewhere in that line.
Whatever. But I do got to say, dude, the people, what ends up happening when you have media that is constantly just pounding this drumbeat of fascist, Nazi, stupid people believe that. Like, oh my God, all these people that vote for this guy are Nazis. Every Republican's a Nazi and a fascist and a racist and a homophobe. It's so fucking far from the truth. But the reality is, stupid people like kids in college believe this and are hearing this pounded from everybody constantly in echo chambers, and they believe it.
Not if you watch Fox News.
What's that?
You have an option of what
They
you can
don't
watch.
watch Fox News. I don't even think they get Fox News in most college campuses. It's probably illegal.
Right? Well,
So-
you have choices. You have options. That's all I'm saying. You
So if
can
you,
watch and listen and believe whatever you choose to.
yeah, you can do your own research, or you can listen to a fucking liberal professor, and then base all your arguments on that, and then just follow that thread, and just it is what it is. The problem is, I didn't think there was a person in the country, and I'm being serious. I didn't think there was a person in the country who did not know exactly how the impeachment trial was going to end, right?
Yeah.
Like we all knew, okay, the impeachment went through because the Senate had the votes, they had the majority,
Yep.
right? So that's why they were able to push that through. The Republicans have the House majority, and so we knew that when it got to the House and the vote, it was
Not
gonna
only
be
did they
acquittal.
have, not only did they have the
simple.
actual majority by 4 or whatever it is, they needed 2/3
Yes,
to.
they needed 62 votes.
They would
was
have had
comical.
40 Dems to cross over. Or,
A lot of people are comparing
Republicans,
it.
sorry, to cross over to get that to happen.
A lot of people are comparing it to the Titanic, and going to see that movie, going, yeah, we know what the end is. Like, we're sitting through this movie, but we know at the end this thing's going
But
down.
a lot of historic. I know what you're saying, but I always thought that was a dumb argument for that movie, just because, like, dude, a lot of historical movies, if it's a historical.
No, I'm just saying you knew the ending already.
Yeah.
That, like, you
oh
knew,
yeah, they weren't
you
even.
knew.
Like, I wasn't even like if you watched like MSNBC, they weren't saying he was gonna get.
No, I know.
Live out of
I know.
office.
I
They were
know.
just- yeah.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a person on planet Earth, or especially in America, who thought in reality that he was going to be impeached and removed from office, which is why this video I'm about to show you is so fucking dynamite. There's nothing better to me than seeing some liberal meltdown on their knees screaming at the sky, why, you know, losing their shit, so unbalanced. It's the greatest shit ever. It will never get old. It's always going to be funny to me. And this kid, this dude at ASU, their Tempe campus at Arizona State, the news of the acquittal comes out, and he storms out of the fucking building, screaming, "Slash their throats!" He's going to slash the president's throat, Republicans' throats.
That's a dude? I saw that. I thought that was a chick.
I did too.
Oh, no way. That's a guy?
It's a guy.
That's even more sad, disappointing.
So on these campuses, you have every campus will have this. They'll have their campus Democrats and their campus Republicans, and they'll set up little tables. And hey, would you like to hear 5 minutes about our candidate? You know why we love Trump? They'll have little pamphlets,
Like a caucus.
sort of, but they'll be outside of a building. And so you've got a table set up for Trump supporters. These are the campus Republicans for Trump at Arizona State, and they sit there, and people probably just mock them most of the time. But someone wants to come, and they'll give their argument about why he's not an evil Nazi, and maybe there's another one set up over here for Hillary Clinton or whatever, Bernie Sanders.
We forget that everybody's entitled to their own fucking opinion. That's what this country has lost, is
Why
that
would-
everybody's entitled to
Shouldn't
their
be.
opinion. And if they disagree with you, they're fucking assholes.
Well, you should only be entitled to my opinion.
Yeah, right.
That's the way it should go.
Eat it.
So he then shouts, "Suck my fucking balls," which I kind of respect that.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I mean? Like anyone that yells, "Suck my fucking balls."
see, I'd have dug it more if it was a chick.
Yeah. See, I don't like when chicks say stuff like that. Like, "Suck my dick." It's like,
Oh, the end of Hangover? That's a great line.
maybe in a movie, but I don't know. When I see chicks do that, say that, "Suck my dick, man," it's like, I don't know. Whatever. Should we watch the video?
I would love to.
Because this is just unhinged. This is mental. This is a problem. This is screaming for help right here.
Square! Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls!
Say that one more time.
Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throats! Death to fashion!
Have a good one.
Out square! Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican!
Every Republican
Suck
slashed
my
their throat.
fucking balls!
Suck my fucking balls.
Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throats!
Slash fascist throats.
Have a good one.
I love that.
Have a good one.
Does that qualify as hate speech now?
That
Yeah. Like
that qualifies as a
chargeable?
threat.
Yeah.
That qualifies as. My guess is that individual will get a knock on their door from Secret Service.
Something.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
we want to have a little word with you.
I've said before, I won't say names or anything, but I have a friend in media who said something much less innocent than that on the radio in Detroit, and a very fucking non-controversial air personality. I'll tell you who it is off the air.
Oh.
And said something and got a fucking knock at the door from the Secret Service.
Really?
Yeah. For even mentioning, like, if you notice, if you listen, you won't hear us even like mention the president. Like I would, it wouldn't surprise me if other people had those thoughts. Like, you don't even want to put those words in a sentence.
No.
You will get a knock on your door from the Secret Service. I'm not kidding you. People think they can go on Twitter and say whatever they want. Kill X, fuck, dude.
Big Brother is watching.
They do not fuck around with that stuff. They just don't. And so when you say slash his fucking throat, slash all, to me, that is a school shooter waiting to happen.
Something.
Like, that is someone that needs mental help. Like, at that point, you are so not in control anymore.
Irrational. Completely irrational. You can't.
Buddy,
Oh, it's just funny.
What?
It must be a tough life to live, man. That'd
it must be,
I
right?
would. I would
Can
I
you
don't- I
imagine
actually
being a
feel bad
sweet
for him.
mate with that
Honestly,
guy?
I feel bad for that person because it's like that's how it.
That's,
Yeah.
Life is
that's
so
your
fun.
existence.
Life can be very, very fucking fun if you want it to be.
True.
Dude, you know how much great shit is in Arizona?
I know.
There is so much. Like, if he appeared skinny, in shape. Dude, the hiking in Arizona, you'd love it.
I know. Well, I wouldn't love it because of the snakes. I'm
sure you can hike anywhere.
But you're right.
You can hike anywhere, but dude, it's gorgeous. You got Camelback Mountain, and they got the peanuts, they got the Snoopy, rock formation. It's just, over time eroded in a certain way. It looks like Snoopy sitting on his back on his doghouse.
He doesn't look like much of a hiker to me.
Well, whatever. But take it in. It's sunny every day. You're young. You're in college.
People need something to bitch about.
Dude.
Everyone needs something to bitch about.
To come out of a
I don't know about that
university building, that is unhinged to the point that I want that person like seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need to be seen. You're way too into this. Way too into it.
Off the meds, perhaps.
So, anyways, the video was posted by account Students for Trump at ASU. Yeah, there's Snoopsy. Yeah, good job, E.
Nailed that,
Snoopsy?
E. Well done.
You see him?
I don't see Snoopy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, laying on his back.
Yeah, laying on his back.
Like on the top of the doghouse.
Yeah, and it's got the point on his nose and shit.
Is that Woodstock supposed to be up there on the left side there?
Probably. I've been there. I've been there. That's probably Tweety, yeah. Or not Tweety, but
Woodstock.
Woodstock, yeah. Can you get over that one, E?
What?
Whatever.
No, this one just does. This one just
Oh.
zooms in on
And
that
then
part.
Camelback Mountain. They show that usually when the Cardinals are playing a primetime game. They'll have, anytime the Niners are on TV, they'll have the Golden Gate
Yeah.
Bridge.
That's their go-to.
Go-to shot is from Bryant Park or whatever, that shot. Anytime they do the Cardinals, you'll no, there's Camelback Park, Camelback Mountain in the
Detroit, you see the fist and the picture from Belle Isle looking back
Exactly.
at the Ren There's the standards.
back. Yes, the Pride of Detroit or Pride of
Spirit of Detroit.
Spirit of Detroit. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jesus. You'll see that. They'll always show the Joe Louis fist, like you said. Camelback Mountain is where Beth and I went, and she wanted to hike it, and so I dropped her off at the base.
Meet you at the top.
I'll pick you up when you're done. And I went to In-N-Out Burger at the base.
Nice.
And I ate a double and read the paper while she hiked Camelback Mountain.
Let her go out there
Oh, there
to
you
get
go.
raped by some dude on the trail.
Oh, shit. She made friends up there.
I
and
bet.
everything. Dude.
Shocked she didn't come back down and just go, you know what, I'm going to stay
I'm
with
done.
these guys.
I'm good.
See ya, get my own flight home.
What an asshole. It's like, yeah. See ya. I'm in a convertible Mustang.
At least you're still here. We might have lost you if you actually went hiking.
Yeah. So, like I said, that video was posted by Students for Trump for ASU. The post said, crazy leftist on college campus watches a tolerant leftist threatens to slash the throat of Donald Trump and every Republican. We will not let the left silence us. At Trump students, hashtag keep America great. This bothered me, though. One person tweeted, surely the ASU security has this individual on camera and will take action to the appropriate agencies. This individual is way over the edge of mental and emotional control. The verbalized ideations are alarming. Another said, sounds like a terrorist threat. Local police should be alerted of his location. ASU police said Wednesday night that they are investigating the video. We're aware of the video where an individual appears to be making threats. We're working with the university to address them. No. I don't want you working with the university. You work with the FBI, Secret Service.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really a threat on the president as far as he was making a threat.
Dude.
No, I mean, he was not, though.
I'm
He
telling
was-
you that what they
but
will go after.
But what came out of his mouth was not, I'm going to blank.
They may need to
Like,
work with the university to find out who he is, to find his identity. So I wouldn't get too caught in the weeds with that.
We're working with the university to address it. ASU spokesman Jerry Gonzalez said the university was also investigating the incident. That means nothing to me. We're looking into the video posted to Twitter that shows a young male screaming at a couple other people on the campus about political leanings. Not sure when it was recorded, but it appears to have been uploaded to social media today. Yeah. I'm not interested in what ASU police or, ASU officials think.
Yeah,
You know,
Spook should just go kick his door in right now. Just take it
That's
straight
usually
to
what
the
they
top.
do. It's usually what they do. Yeah, they will go and they will interview that individual. They will not wait. ASU, it's not in their best interest as a university.
So many people that have said so many horrific things about Trump. There's probably not even enough Secret Service to go around.
This going viral, play it again. Slash his throat, slash all Republicans' throats.
Mm-hmm.
That going viral, trust me, is enough to get the FBI involved.
Not square! Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls!
I'll have to suck my balls in the middle of that.
Fucking
Fucking
balls.
throats! Slash fascist throat! Death to fashion!
Death to fascists.
Have a good one. I love that
Death
girl
to
at the end.
fascists.
See, that's the way you handle that situation, by
Yeah.
the way. When you talk about
Yeah.
Trump doing that, like, honestly, that's how I would do it. I'm just like,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah.
have a good one, man.
Yeah.
Check
No,
your meds. You're
I think,
you are unstable.
I think it's a good thing though when you have people like that, just that think freedom of speech covers everything. You know, you can yell fire in a crowded theater. You can absolutely yell fire in a crowded theater. If there's a fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah. And if not, there's repercussions.
Can't, if there's no fire and you cause a stampede and people get injured, that's where the problem comes in.
Like bomb on a plane.
Yeah. Well, sure. If you see a fucking sparked wick, yeah, you can do that. You can't lie, and you can't. People think they can say whatever they want. I'm going to go to the White House and blow it up, like Madonna said. Madonna probably got a phone call from the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Like for real. I'm not kidding about that. And this kid will probably, in my guess, you know, you can't just talk about threatened violence. Threatening violence is illegal. It just is. And so when you're talking about slash every Republican's throat, kill all Republicans.
It's funny, though, but
slash Donald Trump's throat.
And
Dude,
the Secret
that's-
Service might be getting it. I'm sure they've looked at it. I'm sure they're aware, and they're assessing the situation. But, of course, local police and the university have to be involved. You don't give a shit what they're going to do. What are they supposed to be like? Oh, no, that's
Here's why I say that, see?
That's Secret Service business. We're not going to bother investigating, or we're not going to do our due diligence. They have to. So I don't know why
well,
you dismiss that so much.
Here's why. I'll tell you why. Because usually when you see a story at a university, it's about someone saw a fucking, a noose hanging in the bathroom dorm at the dorm. They when they send their release out, they are working with every federal agency, blah blah blah, about a potential federal crime, hate crime, blah blah blah. They are very very clear about going to those levels when it's anything. Cotton ball was found on the floor in front of a fucking suite of where a black girl lives. Oh, it could have been a hate crime. The FBI has been notified. We're getting all the authorities in, see if this was a federal hate crime, blah, blah, blah. We will stand for no racism on this campus, blah, blah, blah. That's what they do. So when it's like, oh, yeah, ASU police, campus police are working with ASU and the spokesperson, it's like, okay, well, where's the thing where you go, we are taking this seriously, and we will find out who this is. The FBI has been notified. Secret Service has been notified. No political threats are not welcome on any campus, especially here at ASU. We take these matters very seriously. That's why I say it, because I've seen them go to that level a lot. Mm-hmm. You're right. Do I think this person, they look like they need to be medicated?
Yeah.
A lot.
Sure.
But
Just saying, they have a responsibility to look into that shit.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. We'll see. It's funny. To me, it's just funny. It's just funny seeing people that unhinged about anything.
sure. Did I ever tell you I was supposed to be on that underwear bomber plane? I was supposed to be on that flight. The underwear bomber coming to Detroit.
Motherfucker that makes us have to take our shoelaces off.
Yeah.
Talking about the shoelace.
Yeah, the
Underwear bomber, shoelace bomber. What was his fucking name?
no, I don't remember his fucking name.
Yeah, there was a flight to Detroit.
Yeah, coming from Amsterdam.
Christmas.
It was right at Christmas. That was
Yeah.
actually that was the flight I was supposed to be on. And I got bumped a week. I had to wait an extra week to take my R&R because I used to come to Dubai to Amsterdam to Detroit. That's the flight. I had
Get
to take.
out of here. What
And
the
that
fuck was his
actually-
name, dude?
I don't remember
It's
his
gonna
name.
piss me off when you say it, because
But I was if I literally was supposed to be on that flight, and I had to push my
Mar
R&R.
Farouk.
Yeah, I had to push it back a week. So that was a week before I came back home. If I was on that plane, I would still be beating that motherfucker's ass. Still,
Dude,
right
that
now,
was
I would still be beating his
a
ass.
huge international story.
Big time. And I literally was booked onto that flight. And then
What year was
2
that?
weeks prior, would have been Christmas of 2010, 9 or 10. 2010.
Dude,
No, 9.
If you would have been on that probably means a lot of people from, from whatever base you were at.
Well, that was a flight from Amsterdam. There's no, I wasn't coming directly Dubai to Amsterdam. Then there's a million ways to come through London and different places for the flights, but that just happened to be the ones that I like, the times and the direct flight
Yeah.
into Detroit.
You would have, if you would have seen that dude. Well, he was trying to light a shoe, right? He had something in his shoe. He was
This
trying
is
to light.
underwear,
or his
wasn't
underwear.
it? It was an underwear bomb. I thought that was the underwear bomber.
Yeah. What is
Not
it?
his shoe.
Was
That's
the
a
shoe
different
bomber
one.
a different guy?
That's a different one. Yeah, this is one he had like a.
Pull that up again.
Underwear was smoking and sizzling, and it didn't go off or burned his balls.
I guess here's just the Wikipedia thing about it.
Northwest Air Flight 253. Wasn't Northwest Flight 255 the one that went down?
I don't know. Yeah, see, from Schiphol, Amsterdam Schiphol.
Yep.
That was it. That was the guy.
Always crazy to me when you hear about people that should have been on that flight. Or, you know,
Chemical explosives sewn into his underwear.
Nigerian man concealed plastic explosives in a room but failed to detonate them properly. Dutch passenger, God, the Dutch are good, tackled and restrained him, put out the fire with the aid of others. He was handcuffed while the pilot safely landed the plane. And all 3 people were injured. Him,
Oh, I'm sure he was injured. I'm sure he
Yeah.
was severely injured.
upon landing in Detroit.
That's a long flight, too, man. That's a long time to have your way with that guy.
December 25th, 2009.
9, yeah. It was 9 or 10. I couldn't remember which Christmas that was.
Dude, you would have been on a flight, okay, at that time, coming home to see your wife and 2 young daughters
Yeah.
who you probably hadn't seen in months.
Yeah, exactly right. Coming home for Christmas.
And this motherfucker is going to try and blow up. You would still be beating on him.
This day.
Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have hands left.
No, they would have been pulling me off of that guy.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? I remember I took a flight like right after 9/11. I had to go to LA for there was a big premiere. It was that big the one where it was with Robert Englund,
Friday the 13th?
Freddy Krueger,
Or Nightmare on Elm Street.
And they had this big party. It was one of the studios held it, and back when they would do like giveaways and stuff. And they put us up at the Mondrian on the Sunset Strip, gorgeous hotel, fucking dope. And it gave me the entire catalog of their Sony pictures or whatever. They got these gift baskets with crazy shit. I get into my room, this giant gift basket with fruits and nuts and blah blah blah. Like pull out all the stops, and and then they take us up to this house, like the biggest mansion this fucking old lady owns in LA, giant mansion, and they have this full party for us. I mean, they've got statues in the backyard around the pool, just like but they're live humans, painted white and shit. Models serving everything, and then you go into this dinner, and there's a table about the size of this one, and Robert Englund is there, and a few radio guys, and the table fucking starts smoking and shaking, and then opens up, and a fucking hand comes up and shit,
Nice.
Crazy, dude, like
Yeah.
full, pull out all this stuff, but it was right after September 11th, like where people were like, I don't want to get on a plane, I don't want to get on a plane.
Right.
Me and my buddy sat there, and they had like meals served on the plane, and I remember having my plastic fucking knife and fork. Was like, go ahead, motherfucker. There was some dude with a fucking towel on his head sitting 2 rows away, and I'm just like, it was a nervous time.
Yeah, oh, big time.
A few weeks after 9/11, I was like, go ahead, make one fucking move.
I
You
know,
move
man.
1 inch, motherfucker, I will stab your neck. Wasn't having it.
Yeah.
When did they stop serving meals on planes?
Well, first class they do.
Okay, but I mean, they used to do it on,
Yeah, it was.
Did they?
Well, no, I think they
Yes.
still do on
didn't
certain
serve
flights, depending
meals
on the
on-
yeah,
length,
100%, dude.
length of flights and things like that. You get meals on certain flights, and
Really? Like,
oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, I flew once.
I
when
always
was
remember
7.
pretzels, and they would always give snacks. and still
No,
do that.
I flew
but-
once when I was 7, and I didn't fly again until I was like 25 or whatever. But I remember flying out. We went to California, and you got a fucking meal. You know,
But I think we got 2 meals. I think on like those flights.
Oh yeah, one of those.
Well, I'm just saying, depending on the length of flight and all that. If you're
but
on
now
a
they don't. I'm
2-hour
saying,
flight, 2.5-hour flight to Florida or whatever
just-
you're on, then no, they don't even bother anymore.
But we just flew on like, dude. I remember it was like, I guess it's not Southwest now. It would have been Northwest, I think, at the time or whatever. But like, and we got a meal, out to
Yeah.
California.
If
They
you-
don't do that shit anymore.
If you ever took, flew coach to California, you would have known. I don't know. It was feeding in first class.
Maybe they give you
Maybe
a-
they feed those peasants back there. I don't know.
Maybe they give you the cold, like they'll give you a sandwich, where they get first class. They usually have like a hot meal on those.
No, it was like a meal.
Yeah,
Really?
you get- yeah.
Shit,
But
I
they
don't
would
know.
come around and ask
Maybe
you if you
you're-
wanted chicken or beef
Right,
or whatever,
right.
chicken or fish or whatever your options were.
Well, they do that now. You can pay for them.
No, but that's not the point, and it's not quite the same.
No, and it's not even, you didn't pay for it.
was
No,
just
because they
there.
came around and gave it to everybody.
Yeah.
Shit, why don't I've flown my whole life since I was 5, like consistently.
Yeah.
I just don't, and usually on long flights, 4 or 5 hours.
You've never
I
eaten on a
don't-
plane?
Yeah, I've eaten tons of times on planes
Only in first class.
in first class, and when I paid for it. But I mean, maybe they did. I just don't have a recollection of that. I don't know.
But it's just a funny thing to me, like, because it's like, dude, now it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
People that know, email the show at thedetroitcast.com and
They probably did. They
settle
probably
this if
did.
there's food. Probably not in spirit, though. I don't think they give you shit.
No, for sure not. But
Mentioned yesterday, moving on to other things, Barnes & Noble. You can pull up the pictures, E. I don't know if you were familiar with this story, T, because Jay was here yesterday.
Nope.
But Barnes & Noble in New York, in Midtown Manhattan, I think, is where their large Barnes & Noble's, their biggest store is. Still a bookstore, but whatever. Yeah. They were celebrating. I mean, they're so woke that they were going to celebrate Black History Month.
Okay.
And so...
It is February.
Yeah. So they were doing a diverse editions book series where they took like...
They didn't hang them from trees, did they?
No.
Okay,
no.
Just checking.
They took like the biggest titles of all time, like historically, and I'll explain why they picked these books. You know, there's more to it than that. But like Wizard of Oz, Frankenstein, Moby Dick, and they changed the covers so that the characters were like black.
Okay.
So there you go. So Frankenstein is now black.
Uh-huh.
Wizard of Oz, Treasure Island, Moby Dick.
Oh, what was there? Didn't they already do Wizard of Oz with the black? With
The Wiz.
the Wiz, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. See, they already did that.
So they this is a case of wokeness gone bad. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't change any of the characters in the book. They just literally
Made 'em black.
Black-faced Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster. And someone pointed that out. I loved it. Someone tweeted like, and they made Frankenstein's monster black, not the scientist. Which I thought was a great point.
Yeah. Well,
That's Blackenstein and shit.
it's a whole new level of being blackened.
Yeah. What's the one with the turban there? Looks green outlined. Can you see that one bottom left?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Secret Garden. And people were so offended by this. And writers of color were very, very offended by this. They're like, if you wanted to celebrate diversity in literature,
Why don't you get some black writers?
Have a black
books
author that
out
you're
there
promoting.
Yeah.
don't.
That one missed the mark, I think.
So,
But that's so woke.
romance novelist Tracy Livesay tweeted, "Is it really this hard? People sat down and had meetings and put a lot of energy and money into creating covers featuring black people on books with the same old stories, instead of promoting books written by black authors and featuring black characters. What the fuck?" Karen Sohn, author of Just South of Home, said she worried over the impact the series would have on young people. Can you imagine a young black girl seeing a cover with someone who looks like her but then finds nothing that reflects her in the pages? No black girls at all.
Their milky white skin and pale blue eyes, golden blonde hair.
Yo, it's funny you say that, and I'll tell you why in a second. Y'all, that is more than bait and switch. That's harmful. Rod Faulkner, a science fiction fantasy writer, wrote, "How Barnes enables diverse editions of classic novels widely misses the mark, calls it literally blackface. Literary blackface." So part of the problem was they used AI to help them with this, artificial intelligence.
Oh, I thought you meant Allen Iverson.
No. Playoffs. Practice? Talking about practice. No. So AI was used to analyze the text from 100 of the most famous titles, searching the text to see if it omitted ethnicity of primary characters. So if they didn't say like, yeah, Frankenstein, a Caucasian, Frankenstein, a Caucasian scientist and his green monster, like if they didn't do that,
Then
the AI was just like, okay, cool.
That applies.
They're not really referencing. The Wizard of Oz probably didn't say Judy, a white girl from Kansas.
Yeah.
Authors tend to be a little more descriptive.
Generally,
They're not just
you
going to say.
have to. You don't have video
Right.
to show. You have to use your words to describe.
So, using speech and linguistic patterns, our natural language processing (NLP) algorithms accounted for the fact that when authors describe a character, they rarely outright state their race, but often use more poetic and descriptive language. The book Jacket explains this. 12 book titles were found that didn't specify race or ethnicity, which the book editors thought could be reimagined. So that's where they got the idea. Like, well, they don't really say that Moby Dick is a white guy.
Dorothy could be white. What? Who knows?
Dorothy, I don't know. That Scarecrow, they didn't really seem to say what color he was. So why don't we just make him black on the cover? Why don't we just make Dorothy black?
Would they make Toto white? Just out of curiosity. They had to keep Toto black too.
Hey, black up Toto. Make him a pit bull.
He's already. Oh, Jesus. Dorothy easing on down the road with her pit.
Bull.
Jesus.
So the reason I bring this up again today, it was supposed to launch last night, and they were going to have a big thing, and everybody that showed up, first come, while they lasted, you get one copy of a book, not all of them, but, you get this historic book, and blah, 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 and make RSVP, and we're going to celebrate all month, and sell these books. Shit can the whole fucking project like that.
Somebody.
Yesterday it was to start.
Yeah, just like the tree, somebody finally got it before it launched and went, hold on a minute. This is not good.
Dude, we're talking Barnes & Noble and Penguin Random House. Like, there are, Simon & Schuster, Penguin Random House. There are certain, but that is a major player.
That's got to go through hundreds of people to get to this point. Maybe thousands. I don't that
By the way,
see this, touch this, have a hand in it, approve it, sign off on it, and everyone thought, it's a good idea.
They are right. Like, dude, why did now? Look, I don't care. But why didn't one person there maybe go, hey, instead of just changing these classics, can we just pick an African American, one per week, or pick 10?
There probably was, and they were like, "Well, we've done that every year. We want to do something different this year."
Though. They probably haven't.
It's been Black History Month for a long time. I'm sure they've done something.
Here's the problem. First off, Jay's point was, they're a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
They could just be looking for attention. Who the fuck is an operating bookstore? It's
Dying
like
breed.
Harmony House, which is a fair point, but this is the flagship in New York City. Like, this is a major bookstore. This is in, right in the heart of everything. It's like the M&M store or Times Square. It's a thing.
You don't want this kind of publicity. You already got one foot in the grave as a bookstore.
Well,
you don't want this kind of publicity.
This is over wokeness. You want to be so forward and progressive. The people that are sitting in on that
over
meeting.
woke, though. That's just it.
Oh, it is.
No,
Oh,
it's
fuck
not.
yes, it is.
No, it's not. See, that you're missing the mark. That's the whole point. Is that it's trying to be so woke.
Yeah.
And proving that you're not.
Right.
That you
That's
are
my
absolutely
point.
clueless on it. But
Yes.
that's not woke. That's being unwoke.
It's being so over woke that you're hurting the cause. Like you're missing it all by trying to be so over woke.
See, that's just it. You're not over woke that you hurt the cause. You're trying to be so woke that you're not, and you're not.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
I think we
we're
are.
different.
I don't think these people give a shit at all. I think this is another thing where you get a group of stupid people in a room. What are we going to do for Black History Month? And then fucking idiot spits out, what if we reimagined, blah, blah, blah. And in those moments, in those rooms, my guess is I would never sit in on them. Some diversity fucking panel, I don't think there's much in the way of, you can't contest that. If you try to contest it to E's point, maybe even Troy's point of like, wouldn't someone in there know? Yeah, someone would. Someone would recognize, just like the rest of the country saw it and went, first thing I said was, dude, you just black-faced fucking Frankenstein.
Especially when the black guy stands up and goes, hey, wait a minute. I think you'd think they go, wait a minute. Maybe we should listen to that dude, because I think that's the voice that we actually want to hear on this.
I think there are so many stupid fucking ideas. You've gone so far with the stupidity and the over-wokeness you're trying to achieve that nobody's going to stand up to this idiot. She'll go to a cry room if you don't love her idea. So when she says, I think we reimagine the covers with like historic, like black characters and people of color and different races instead of just white. As long as it's against whites,
yeah,
you're fucking gold, man. No one's going to shut that down.
No, I get it.
But
in all
then
honesty,
the
I can actually
press.
kind of see what they did there in trying to be inclusive of, hey, no, in a way, wait a minute. I'm not saying that it was right or it was, but the point they were trying to make in a way is that all this historical literature that's been put out could just as well be of black characters, right?
Yeah.
Like, could have been written by, could have been. The problem is they didn't change it, but you're not going to change the book. It's the point of, hey, Dorothy didn't have to be white.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll didn't have to be
You
white.
thought she
All
was.
of that. Well, no, I'm just saying.
No,
that,
that's what I'm saying.
so-
No, they're saying you thought she was.
Yeah,
Who's to say
exactly.
that she wasn't?
right.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
the Wiz taught us that. To
Yeah,
your
it's
point
like
from
Jesus. You know, like Jesus, the
Yeah.
black guy. Yeah,
Santa.
Right. Yeah, all of it. You don't know. But
So how is this any different from Hamilton, the Lin-Manuel play? Right?
how so?
Well, Hamilton was a white guy, right? Mm-hmm. And so we did a play, created a whole new play with rapping in it, and then made all the characters black. Mm-hmm. And then have a smash Broadway play. Nobody had a problem with that.
True.
Well,
To
they
your
cha-
point-
but they,
to your
changed,
point,
but they made a whole new kind of a
he's-
story, though. They didn't just.
No, they followed the storyline of
what?
Of what he believed, his duel with what's his name?
That is fair. It is technically Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
And they made him black.
They
so-
did. They blackfaced.
But didn't they change? I mean, they didn't just.
I don't think
the
I- I don't
exact
think he
same
actually-
story. They
Yeah.
made it there. Yeah, but you said they added rapping. There wasn't rapping in this.
Well, it's
I know they
musical.
took his writings and rapped them. I mean, he wrote raps based about his writings and his beliefs. He'd written a historical book, Lin-Manuel Miranda or whatever.
I guess I don't really know that much about it, but my guess would be.
And then
is
it
that
gets
they-
down to the duel he has to the death with I want to say Polk, but it's not Polk. But yeah, it was
I just don't know
following.
enough
It was
about it, but
following historically the storyline of Hamilton's life.
My guess would be, though, even without knowing it, that they must have, like, you go to American Idol and they say you sing a song that everyone knows, but you make it your own. They must have
Yeah.
changed enough.
I don't have a problem with it.
But
I'm
that's
just
what
saying.
But I know, but
So-
I
so
get,
why-
your,
why-
I get
why-
your hypocrisy of it. Yes.
why
Nobody
could-
had a problem when it went.
But no, that's
But
not
why
the
couldn't you use the
thing.
same logic that you just did with, hey, make it your own? Well, I made Frankenstein my
No,
own.
they
I made him
didn't make
black.
it their own. They
But
literally
they-
just took a cover
they just
and
colored
changed
the
and
cover.
colored it
Well,
in.
they had local artists,
That's
design
not, but
different
that's not the
covers.
same thing to me. Like, if they...
I artistically speaking, I think it's very much the same thing.
I would... Well, I guess I disagree.
Okay. So, anyways, they came out, Random House, Penguin Random House, and Barnes and Noble tweeted out, "We hear and acknowledge the many voices who have expressed concerns about the Diverse Editions project. Diverse Editions was intended to remove biases from our shared assumptions about literary characters. The jackets were designed by artists from different ethnicities and backgrounds to create a more inclusive visual expression of classic works in which the race or ethnicity of the protagonist was never explicitly stated. The covers were never intended to be a substitute for writers of color, whose work absolutely deserves to be supported. The project has been discontinued, and we sincerely apologize for the offense it has caused." Yeah.
At what point do we ever actually get rid of Black History Month?
I don't
Seriously.
think- never.
No, really? Never?
Yeah. No. I don't think why like who's going to run on that?
Because at some point it should just be history. It should be year round. They don't need. There's
But
not.
people fighting for Black History Month would argue that every month is White History Month.
I can understand that. I'm not saying like next year we get rid of it. I'm just saying
50 years from
in
now,
50
100
years from now,
there
is
would have to be a
February
time,
still
right.
Black History Month? And that was my point of how do you ever actually break that off? But if
Yeah.
it's almost like you're still holding him in that position. If you give him
Yeah.
1 month a year, that's their Black History Month, of course, and make it the shortest month of the year, but you keep it as like
This year's a leap
it's,
year,
it's
though.
the
Every 4 years they get an
Yeah,
extra
they get an
day.
extra day.
Wow, every 4 years, right? Sure, but that's my point. Is that if you keep it as a month, it pigeonholes them like that. But at some point, it should just become history and be celebrated just like everything else, and not
I will,
not made special like that. But you'll never be. Who's going to be the one that goes, "Hey, I think we should just get rid of it"?
Yeah.
It's been long enough, I guess. Don't you think? I mean,
I think I feel the same way about the pride stuff, pride parades, homosexuality, if you will. To me, we have not evolved as a society until having to come out is no longer a thing. Like, I didn't have to come out and announce that I was heterosexual. By the way, I think it's fair that you should know I love pussy.
fair.
So when a gay guy comes to me and says, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm a homosexual, like, okay, good. And eat all the dicks you can, dude. Give a shit. Can we get back to what we were doing here? What about the game?
Right.
Like when it doesn't matter, when it's not a thing, that's when you've truly gotten beyond it, when you don't need to celebrate it, kind of to your point, T. When you've gotten to a point in society where, dude, it is what it is. Gay guys are around, fucking heterosexual people are whatever. It's not. I don't give a shit.
When it becomes the norm.
It's just,
Right.
it is what it is.
And
it's,
equal.
It's a smaller percentage of the normal, size in society. 70% of the country is white and 14% is African American. Okay, great. What percentage of humans in Americans or humans, it's hard to tell because there's so much discrimination around the world. People are becoming out more. What is the percentage of homosexuals versus heterosexuals in society? I don't know. I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Do you, man? Do you?
Yeah.
I gotta say, by the way, I don't know why, and I don't know. I can't imagine. I wonder if they do it. How many other cities they do it in? But New York spends a lot of money to tell people that not only is Gay Pride Month a thing, but it's good all year long. Because if you walk through at least the Novi Mall, they literally have posters year round, and it's been like this for a few years now. I think at least two that says like New York, and it says we're good, we're cool with gayness or whatever, whatever they say.
Yeah.
And it says like it's not just 1 month a year. And I always think to myself, like, did people from New York are paying to have posters at the Novi
Liberal
Mall?
New York, probably.
No, but I wonder like
Could be a
how many
campaign.
other states are doing
To
that
me,
for.
it makes you look unevolved. It makes you look unwoke. It makes you look less progressive.
Probably Novi trying to get the
know?
gays to move to New York and get them out of their city.
It looks less. I'm dead serious.
You guys are going to love
doing
New
it for
York. It's
free.
fabulous. Go there.
New York isn't paying for it. Novi is.
Yeah.
It looks very much less progressive to me because of the fact that if you were truly equals, if you truly believed in equality, I don't have to go up to anybody and tell them what my sexual status is. I'm a heterosexual dude. Never sucked a dick, never sat on a dick, and I never will. Sorry.
Right.
If you said that to someone, they'd go, dude, what the fuck? Who cares? You should, if you had that same response to someone that was gay, you'd be a much further advanced society. Having to come out and, and this idea that special praise, well, brave, so brave. Like, okay, well, when it's not brave to do that, then we've progressed.
Yeah.
It's sad that it's still brave to come out,
Well, so to your point then, at what point do we stop having gay pride parades? Sorry. Give you a double. Same thing.
Well-
it's the same principle. It's just they have all this, and then at some point it's going to be so common that. But who's going to be the guy to go, hey, can we just stop having the parades now? It's like, it's
Why?
just cool,
It's just a
right?
fuck party. It's a fuck fest, man. He's been to them.
That's the point.
They're just a party.
it's
And as
been
long as you're a minority, you can, you can have a Latino parade every year. You can have the Irish parade. You can have the fucking celebration of the whatever.
We don't have Mexican
Homo
History
parade.
Month. We don't have Polish History Month.
Don't
we
get
don't
them
have
started.
Jewish
Don't
History
don't
Month.
plan ideas. But you
Just
can have all the
saying.
parades. New York City is famous for that.
Sure,
They
why
got
not?
parades for everything. You cannot have a Caucasian pride fucking parade. It's called Nazism, right?
Yeah.
It's the group that's the largest and has done some pretty horrific shit through times. Let's be honest. I mean, won, but there was a cost.
Yeah.
So yeah, you cannot have a white pride parade. Maybe in the deep south, in the woods,
Yeah, but that's
ending at a
different.
fucking
Yeah, with hoods and
with
all
hoods and
that.
a cross burning. But for the most part, you can't do that. Where you can celebrate all other, groups,
Yeah.
people, and whatever is what it is. But I think you've evolved way further down the road when you don't have to have that stuff.
I agree. That's the whole point of the Black History Month.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the guy that runs on that.
That's the
And
platform.
if I am elected, I will abolish for the first time ever. Black History Month will no longer exist.
We will celebrate you the entire year.
When is the church going to start making some decisions where you go, good call, Pastor. Good call. Just hearing those details, the decision you decided to make was a good call.
Isn't the
mean,
Pope,
it happens
isn't
all
the
the
Pope
time,
doing
but
some
we just
decent
don't hear
stuff?
that stuff.
Isn't the
Yeah.
new Pope pretty cool? Isn't he doing some decent stuff
Yeah.
now? The new Pope?
So.
Yeah, but the old popes hate him.
Yeah, well, because he's fucking cool and progressive
Yeah,
and
well, to,
calling out the kitty fuckers.
I don't know, man. You know what? If you're going to be a pope,
He likes Black Sabbath.
And you're gonna
I'm cool with him. He's a Sabbath fan, you know that?
I like Frank, the last guy, man. That was a bouncer in Germany. Shit at a bar, like.
Aren't they
bar
all like
fights and
John, Paul,
Yeah.
George, and Ringo, the fourth, whatever they are?
16th,
Aren't they
yeah.
all? Yeah.
a lot of them.
But But don't they like take that? That's not the real name. It's like they take on that name of somebody through
some
history
popish
or
level
something.
name. I don't know the ins and outs
No?
of it. No, not really. But
You know,
yeah,
the
there's
meaning
something
of the
like
smoke
that.
signals and all that stuff.
No, the smoke signals I know is when they've picked a new guy, they'll send the TP smoke
Well, it's
signal.
different of it, white smoke and black smoke.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Fuck
sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm wise in the ways of the
Sort
Vatican.
of. You're very, very basic.
Oh
but
yeah. No, I know it all.
No, I sometimes when I read these stories, I'm like, dude, you gotta see it coming. Like, how, you have such a short leash right now when it comes to inappropriate behavior. If you're the Catholic Church, right?
Especially the Catholics. Yeah.
Yeah, you just do. And so you've got a Menlo Park in San Francisco. You got a church there, one of these mega churches. This guy's a leader of a 4,000 member mega church in the Bay Area. Placed on leave after his own son, formerly his daughter,
Okay.
revealed that the pastor had allowed a church volunteer with sexual attraction to children to continue working. And I'm like, that's you just got to see it coming, sir.
Generally. Yeah.
Writer Daniel Lavery, the estranged son of senior pastor John Ortberg. Ortberg is a married father of 3, has not delivered a sermon since last November, and is currently said to be undergoing a process of restoration after consulting with the church's elder board. The matter came to light 18 months ago when this volunteer reached out to Ortberg's son. Now, the former...
Like reached out or?
No. Like on email.
Oh, okay.
So the Ortberg's the pastor. His estranged transgender son, Daniel Lavery.
Started girl, went guy. Started
Yes.
guy, went girl. So started girl,
Son.
now
He's
guy.
his son.
Now. I'm just getting the
Son.
timeline.
Yes.
Okay.
Works as a Slate magazine columnist. His name is Daniel Lavery. And so this volunteer at the
Was it
church,
originally Danielle? Just curious.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have that detail.
Sorry. Continue.
Told him that for most of my life they had experienced obsessive sexual feelings about young children. Think about that statement that you're going to tell.
Yeah.
Obsessive sexual feelings towards young children.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Lavery said the church volunteer also spoke to him about seeking out unsupervised volunteer roles with children as a method of treatment for their unhealthy attraction. So he decided
Oh God.
that,
Come on.
including unsupervised weekend trips.
I'll take him camping.
So, so Daniel Lavery, the son of the pastor,
Yeah.
they're kind of estranged. The whole trans thing probably
Yeah, I'm
put
sure
a wedge.
that'll.
with the Catholic Church pastor and the trans son. On November 15th, 2019, a member of the congregation at Menlo Church disclosed to me that for most of their life, they had experienced obsessive sexual feelings about young children. This person further disclosed that they had sought out unsupervised volunteer positions with children as a method of treating this obsession, including volunteer work at Menlo Church, as well as volunteer work that involves overnight travel with minors. Lastly, this person disclosed that although they had never spoken to a therapist about this plan, so they just came out with this on their own.
Oh, yeah.
They had shared it with John and Nancy Oatberg in July 2018. John Oatberg has continually encouraged this person in their pursuit of unsupervised work with children.
Sounds like he's a pedo too.
Yeah. That same day, my wife Grace and I confirmed all the above with John Ortberg. Remember, this is his biological father. We expressed the gravest reservations about this scheme, but we're told, one, that pedophilia was like homosexuality.
Oh. Okay.
That's where we're at, Dan. Huh?
You can pray the gay away. Pray the kitty fuck away.
2, that the most important thing was maintaining secrecy around this affair.
Sounds healthy.
Lessons not being learned by the church.
No.
3, that we lacked standing to offer an alternative form of treatment for sexual obsessions with children because of our transitions. So they went, him and his wife, him and his wife both transitioned, switched teams.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, you're in no place to offer. So, John could not offer credible reassurances when I asked whether this person had stopped traveling overnight with children, even though John claimed the two of them had spoken often and candidly. His answer was, I'm not sure.
Jesus.
Are you seeing the pieces, Troy?
Oh, this is no. That's I see bad decisions all over the place.
Some red flags.
Yeah.
On November 18th, I wrote to the person in question with the names of therapists specializing in work with pedophilia or pedophiles who want to avoid harming children. I encouraged them to seek treatment and to resign all volunteer positions working with children, which they did. My wife and I also wrote to my father, encouraging him to disclose every aspect of this affair to the elders at Menlo Church. He did not. November 21st, we made a full report of the above to multiple employees and elders at Menlo Church. The following day, John Ortberg went on unspecified personal leave from his pastoral duties. I have no firsthand knowledge of any criminal activity, and I have real compassion for anyone trying to treat sexual compulsions with accountability and oversight, but the situation they had created was risky, unsafe, and unsustainable. Menlo Church has recently issued a statement regarding Ortberg's personal leave from pastoral duties since November of 2019. They report he exhibited poor judgment that was inconsistent with his responsibilities, but that the investigation did not reveal any allegations of misconduct. John Ortberg has offered a non-specific apology, despite Menlo Church's assertion that no one has done anything wrong. Prisoners and journalists have reached out to me asking me to explain this apparent contradiction. I cannot.
Nope, no answer for that.
As a non-churchgoer, I have no position on what an appropriate ecclesiastical response might be, and I'm not aware of the full scope of the investigation. It's been personally devastating, broken the trust that once existed between myself and the Ortberg family. I have no further public statements to make at this time. The only time he's been at the pulpit was to say, I'm so very sorry. I want to apologize for making the decision. I should not have made that decision. It lacked transparency, collaboration, and wisdom. I'm so very sorry to all of you in the flock here today. I'm sorry I failed to do the right thing, and I'm sorry for the weight and burden this has created for some of you. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen.
Sounds like he knows there was some diddling going on.
Yeah. I think I was undergoing restoration and seeking to rebuild trust.
So wait, is the guy still with the volunteering with the church?
I don't know.
Doesn't it say that the
pastor was
he's
working on
gone.
transparency and
He's
restoring his
gone.
trust.
But the guy-
he was gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
They brought him back. He's on the team again.
Okay, but the guy that was the kitty fucker.
Well,
Not allegedly, or
he had an obsessive.
Yes, he thought about it a lot. We'll just say we don't know that he ever
was
did
obsessive.
it. I'm not saying that. Yes, but did he ever lose his responsibilities?
Look, he was volunteering all over Northern California at places like.
Boy Scouts.
I just want to work with kids. I mean, I love kids. I love children. I want to do overnights with them. I want to do
Right.
camping getaways. And the church is
Daycares,
like,
churches,
Nights, whatever.
Love it.
Whatever.
It takes.
days, nights, whatever. As long as they're 8 and under,
Right.
I'm good.
Get him before the hair does.
And yeah, and they said that fuck. What was the so? But apparently, this Ortberg guy was just like, no, I like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds
this
like
was his
that
plan.
sounds good. I think that I like this.
This was his plan. Look, I have an obsessive sexual attraction. To
I
young,
can't
young
state
kids.
enough how much I want to fuck.
I
want
want to fuck kids so bad.
I can't
it's
say it
obsessive.
strongly enough.
Now, here's my plan.
But see, I'm not around kids, so I think about it a lot, and I think if I'm there,
just
I'll
around them.
I'll be able to cure myself, and I'll prove that if I'm alone with these kids with no other supervision,
If I can
that-
stand a night with
Yeah.
8 kids and not fuck all of them,
Yeah.
then I'll know I'm cured.
Yeah.
Pastor, you have
Lord,
to believe
amen.
me. This
Part
is
of my
the
therapy.
this is the only way.
in Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray. This is the only way this is working. Ortberg just goes, God bless you, my son. I believe you were on the right path. We need to surround you with young children. You bathe with them. You sleep with them. The more you're around them, the more you get
The more you
used
won't want to have sex with them.
Right.
In the beginning, it's going to be hard. You got to keep your dicks out of their mouth.
bet it
Any
is.
hole. Mouth hole, butthole, all holes, hands, everything. And the more you're around them, alone for extended long weekends, it's going to become second. It's like quitting smoking. It's hard for 3 days. But with Lord and peace and love in your heart, you will be able to not fuck these children. It's going to take you a few days, but that's it. I encourage this strongly.
Amen.
God name we pray.
That is horrible.
Stunning.
Yeah, and knowing that
Stunning.
you're under a microscope in this time and age, you know, the climate that we're in, especially the Catholic fucking church. Was that
No
bad
pun
that you say-
intended.
Is that say, yeah? say that. I can't believe that somebody would actually. Sounds like he was an enabler. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a little bit. It's stunning that you
was in
wouldn't
on it.
go, hey, you know what, man? I appreciate you coming to me with this news. Appreciate you wanting to do volunteer work. There's a lot to be done for society. In honesty, with what you've told me, I have to protect the flock here, and I think it'd be better if you came here at night and sweep floors, do your volunteer work with the homeless shelter, feed some of the homeless, and we'll see if we can't build some trust. Maybe we'll have you around a couple 8-year-olds from time to time with supervision.
No.
If you can keep your fingers out of their buttholes and mouths.
Throw them right into camping trips.
I'm not saying you're going on camping trips right away, but if you keep your fingers out of their butts, don't follow them into the bathroom. I don't want to see you with a fucking shoe camera, peeking in locker rooms. If we give you a couple of years of that, slowly build some trust, maybe get you some therapy, we'll see where we get. What would be wrong with that? He could still volunteer, but when he's like, dude, I'm obsessive, want to fuck young kids. The only way
that's
to
prob-
fix that is going on overnights with them.
Unsupervised.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
the way you think, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
on
do
board.
It. Let's get you scheduled.
Sounds like some
Where are we
radical
going?
therapy. That's what we do.
We going deep in the woods camping? What are we thinking? Boys, girls, just boys? What are we doing? Fuck. All right. Should we get out of here?
Probably.
I had a story that would piss you up. Yeah, we gotta go watch.
Yeah,
Don't
you go
fucking
cat.
don't
Don't
fuck with cats.
Fuck with cats.
Oh, I'll go out on this.
Damn it! I got a T-Roy situation. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh,
You can
hold it.
talk
No,
about
no,
Just
go
give me a
piss.
second.
You're good.
Okay.
fold it over like a garden hose, E.
I've had to go for
Kink
20
it.
minutes now.
Just
Kink it.
go. Yeah, it's a podcast.
What are we going to do without a producer? What's going to happen now?
I wanted to do one more story that's gonna lose its.
This was 4E, I thought.
No.
Oh, I said it was going to piss him off.
Oh no, I was going to do a story that would piss him off, but then I remembered I had
Oh,
this
a different
story.
one. Okay.
Different one about Elizabeth Smart.
Oh,
Elizabeth Smart.
yeah.
Elizabeth's so cute.
She was.
I mean,
Or
the
is.
shit she went through.
Tragic.
Married with 3 kids now.
Yeah.
She was on CBS this morning for an interview.
How do you come back from something like that? And good for her, hopefully,
in
maybe.
captivity from 02 to 03. And the guy and the husband and wife, David Mitchell, Brian David Mitchell, the guy that kidnapped her and literally raped her every day for 9 months.
Yeah.
Multiple times a day, are so gross. That couple is so fucking gross. This young girl, she was just 14 when that happened. I don't know, and she's never she's been strong as shit.
Yeah, the whole
when she got
time.
back.
And
I want to, and the reason I wanted to do this story because she was on the news this morning. I want to say with Gayle King or something on CBS, and I just wanted to put a message out to the men of the world. Stop. Elizabeth Smart's been through enough. Can we all agree as a species, as a gender, we don't touch Elizabeth Smart.
no, God, no.
Right. Like, she went through Brian David Mitchell. E, if you can pull up pictures of him. She revealed today that she was sexually assaulted on a Delta flight last summer by a man who was rubbing her in her thighs while she slept on a flight. She has since devoted her life to helping other kidnapping survivors. Is now married, mother of 3.
Not to defend him, but I'm sure he didn't actually know it was Elizabeth Smart when he was doing it.
Dude, how would you not? There would be so many whisperings. Look at that dude
Yeah.
and his wife.
I bet you if he shaved and got a haircut, he'd be a good-looking dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he could be a handsome guy right there.
Yeah,
He's pretty
yeah.
good shape.
Great fucking eyes.
Gra-
like
yeah,
blue eyes.
stunning
Both
blue
eyes.
Actually,
eyes.
not even that bad in that image.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
right there. There you
obviously
go.
a
Screwed up a
terrible
little bit.
image.
His wife, Wanda Barzee.
Not so much.
Yeah, Wanda Barzee is.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's rough, dude.
Oh,
It's
that
rough.
is rough.
So, in this interview with Gayle King, she said she felt safe on the plane, but was aghast to wake up to the man next to her touching her. I've always felt safe on an airplane. I've never worried or felt threatened. Until now, I had been asleep, and all of a sudden I woke up because I felt someone's hand rubbing in between my legs, my inner thighs. Last time someone touched me without my say was when I was kidnapped.
Was that creepy fucker?
I froze. I didn't know what to do. I jerked awake. I expected the man to jerk his hand away, apologize, give me some kind of reason why he was touching me. He did nothing.
Hoping she was going to be like,
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, it's about time, sweetheart.
pretend to be sleeping and just open those legs a little bit. You never know.
After the...
You miss every shot you don't take.
That's right. Except for Elizabeth Smart. Can we just...
I don't think she has a name tag. I'm just saying.
Hands off, Elizabeth.
I
I'm
agree.
telling you, the
Wholeheartedly.
whispers and the
Hey,
buzz would be so strong.
For the
in
record,
airport.
let's go hands off all of them. Let's not do that to anybody,
Okay.
including Elizabeth Smart.
Fair.
But yes, she
But
gets
especially-
an extra pass. Yes.
Especially Elizabeth Smart. Can we
Especially
not?
Elizabeth Smart.
Can we not lay hands on Elizabeth Smart? Can we
Yes.
start there?
Fair.
You know as well as I do, Troy. As we sit right now, whatever discussion we're having is not going to fix sexual assault
No.
across the board. But if we can just come to an agreement that if you run into Elizabeth Smart anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere in your travels, let's keep our hands off her.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Again, that pretty much goes for everyone, but we'll give
but
her an
for
extra
right now,
bonus.
For
Yeah.
right now, until we can get the pill that fucking makes dudes not want to attack women, can we just focus on Elizabeth Smart?
Okay. Fair enough.
She contacted Delta to let them know what happened.
You
The
have any
airline.
pictures of her recent? No, I'm just curious.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yes, she is. She's gorgeous.
I always remember that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to look at her like, oh, I want to rub those thighs. I'm just curious what
I
she looks
would.
like now. It's been a while since I've seen her.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, not
She's
without
a
her
beautiful
consent,
girl.
of course.
She's got beautiful kids, beautiful family. The airline, which she does not blame for the incident.
So she doesn't get the,
Thank you.
just look at her defense?
No.
Of course not. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She was a cute little kid.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's walking around as strong a woman as she is and, fighting for what's the project she's involved in.
Hell yeah.
Like, she should, if she was a crackhead on the street, living in a fucking tent somewhere in California, shitting on the cement, you'd go, yeah, okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Feel bad for her, but I can see how she got there.
Sure.
No, she's not. She doesn't blame the airline. Why would you blame the airline? Like, give me a break. It's not Delta's fault. It was the man. This man made this decision. They were appalled. They offered as much help as they could. Yeah, they know you're Elizabeth Smart. They're going to go by everything they can do. They will do. They have to know this is going to be a front page story. They said they would back me up as far as I wanted to take this. I did follow up with the FBI. I don't want him preying on other girls. It's an ongoing investigation right now. And this is, I thought, was pretty cool. She was like, because of my history, I felt like I would have known what to do. And even she froze.
I believe it. In
You know
that
what I mean?
situation.
Yes. She felt like she should have done more because of her history. I kept saying to myself, you're Elizabeth Smart. You should know what to do.
Well, what do you do? I mean,
Smack the guy in the fucking face.
Yeah.
You know what Beth would do?
oh,
Beat the shit out of the guy.
Yeah,
Slap
absolutely.
him across the fucking... That's what Beth would do.
but ultimately, aside from punching the guy in the fucking face, she reported it. He's caught. It's
A woman should be able to jump out of her fucking seat and go, help, rape. This man is touching me against my... Like,
true.
and then what is every guy around there going to do? Unbuckle their belt buckle and fucking get up and surround this guy.
Beat this
That girl
guy
will
just like
not
the
be-
underwear bomber.
He won't be touched. Whether they beat him
Oh,
up...
so she didn't say anything until after
No,
the fact?
She did it online.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My bad. This is after the fact.
Yes.
I know she froze like at the time. I just
Yes.
thought it was addressed on the flight.
I called
missed
up my husband and said, do I just have a big badge on my forehead that says easy prey or victim? Because I'm
Jesus.
sick of it. She then decided to launch a self-defense class for girls. I think it's called like Smart Defense.
Of course it is.
It's kind of dope. So that they have the tools to get out of dangerous situations like the one she found herself in.
Well,
she said,
maybe she shouldn't be teaching that class and may not be totally qualified.
she said, what a lot of, let's see, I've experienced both, consensual intimacy and, assault. I know the difference now. She said, would my physical training, these classes, prevented me from being kidnapped? Probably not. No. Probably not.
Can improve your odds.
But then I think that wasn't the end, that was the beginning. There was over 3 miles of terrain that we had to cross. I feel like I would have taken that opportunity during those 3 miles somewhere. We need teenagers to take this class. We're not training them to be assassins. We're teaching them to get away.
I used to always teach my girls. I have young daughters. I had to have some real talks with kids, without trying to be too weird, too crazy, to make them scared. But finding that balance. I used to always tell them, if you're ever in a situation and you truly feel like you're in danger or it's life and death, to show him and teach him. Like, grab his head and stick your thumbs into his fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
Try and touch the back of his fucking head with your thumbs. And they're like, why would I ever do that? I'm like, I know it sounds fucking crazy right now, but I'm praying that at some point you're ever in that situation that you'll remember, don't try and kick him in the balls. Don't try and punch him. Don't scratch him.
Slap him.
No. Stick your fucking thumbs all the way through his eyeballs.
Yeah.
The best thing you can possibly do. Even if you have to get yourself to that position, you know what I mean? And people don't think about it. And I know it's hard to ever do, but telling that to younger girls, they're
when
like...
they freak out and go,
like,
why would
that's
I
so
ever...
gross. Like, that's why... Oh, my God, that's disgusting. I'm like...
You'll know the situation when you're in it.
Yeah. I hope.
You'll know the situation when you're in it.
And I
when you
hope
go,
one day it clicks
Dad
and they
said-
go, oh, stab this fucker in the eyes with my thumbs.
Well, you can't say, well, when a guy does this, you get a little handsy and you say no, and he goes, come on, baby.
Yeah.
You don't poke his eyeballs out.
Right.
When you're in this situation, you'll know.
Yes.
It's time to fucking take this motherfucker's eyeballs out. The other one that's good for people that are weak or whatever, if you can bop someone in the nose, both eyes water, can't see.
Yeah, but
I know.
you gotta,
I'm just saying, if you can't,
it's got to be the right shot, and it's got to be clean,
It's gotta
and
be
it's got to
square.
It's got to be.
just saying.
I understand
It's
that.
better than a jaw shot. It's better than a fucking scratch.
A good shot to the nuts.
Yeah.
But that's not always a clean landing. It's easy to block when you see it coming. You got to know if you're in that position. You got to know that a nut shot's coming at some point.
we know
you got
how
to be on
women
guard
fight.
for that. Like, of course.
Bill Burr says women are flailers.
Yeah, but that's
They're
why
flailers.
you don't see the thumb to the eye coming, right?
No, what you see is the flail. You grab them by the wrist, and then you got to get your knee over
Yeah,
because
you
they're
gotta
coming to the
cross
balls.
over.
They're going to the balls.
Yep.
The women
Right,
move,
left
women's
balls.
move. Right,
Boom.
left balls.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, I
Poor
thought this
Elizabeth
was
Smart.
interesting too. Brian David Mitchell remains behind bars. The woman who helped him and facilitated this for 9 months,
The
Rhonda
hag wife?
Barzy, recently released from prison, now lives in the same town as Elizabeth.
Come on.
Despite her pleas to the parole board not to set her free. Can you imagine bumping into that fucking hag at
The
Target
grocery store or whatever.
in the same town? They're like Mormon.
That's...
This is like
Now, can you... I understand theoretically she went to prison, served her crime, her time, and paid her debt to society and should be able to be back out. Is there not any stipulations in that to where, like, hey, by the way, you can't be within 10 fucking miles of the chick that you kidnapped and raped for 9 months?
like the mindset that you could even do that to another human. They broke into a home and stole a 14-year-old girl and then viciously raped her for 9 months before she was freed. That to me, like, dude, why would you ever see the light of day?
True, I agree.
Why would you ever see the light of day? Ever, ever, ever. And when the victim is going to the parole board, taking the time out of her existence to go to the parole board and go, this is what I experienced. I do not feel safe having this monster out in the free world.
Yeah.
And them going, yeah, go fuck yourself. Sorry you got raped for 9 months every day from 14 to 15, but yeah, whatever. She's free.
She's on the. She's got to be on that sex offenders list.
I would look to find her in that town, and if I was Elizabeth Smart, I'd beat the fucking dog shit out of her.
I'll
Just find her in the
I'll take this
parking
to a
lot.
jury, please. Jury of my peers to
Yeah.
see if I'm guilty of this or not.
I want to file assault charges against Elizabeth Smart. You do you?
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Put me on the stand. Yeah, you're goddamn right. I kicked the dog shit out of her. And I'll do it again if I run into her at Target. I will again kick the dog shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get her out of my town.
Yeah. Bitch. All right, we've gone way late.
Oh boy.
Let's get out of here. We got to go watch the Cats thing, T.
Yep.
Easus, how bad are the roads?
I don't know.
You're welcome to stay the night if you want, or take my truck.
I am all right, but thank you.
You sure?
My car's, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just offering. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging with us. T, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back next week for sure, and we'll talk to you guys then.